Good morning everybody, welcome to the channel, and today we are checking out the Eachine QX65. It is a 65mm tiny hoop micro FPV RC quadcopter with Betaflight OSD. Yep, this thing has on-screen display. It comes in three types of receivers to choose from: the FR Sky, the Fly Sky, which I have here today, and also the DSM receiver versions built into the flight controller. And it comes in three different types of trims. There's the basic trim with just one battery, a standard trim with 3 batteries, and the advanced trim with 6 batteries. So let's open up the box and check this baby out. All right, check it out. On the top level, we got a couple of extra canopies. We got a single battery charger, USB type, and we also are given this 6 battery charger in one with LED readout and inputs of AC, DC, and output of USB as well. And you are able to charge high voltage on this thing. We'll come back to this in a little while. And we are given 6 batteries in total. So this is the advanced trim here. So we are given all these batteries. So let me go ahead and just leave it in there. There's 6 of them all together. So let me take out the top layer, and the batteries are 30 to 60C 3.8 volt 250 milliamp battery, and the capacity is high voltage 4.35 volts. So very nice. And on the bottom level we have a little bag of goodies containing some screws and a couple of little plastic pieces to insert on the frame itself. And we got a little screwdriver, and here is the quadcopter. We'll come back to the quadcopter in a little bit. And we also get 2 extra frames. Wow, so you get a lot of stuff in this advanced version. And here's the bottom level, and there's a couple of bags that just fell out, and these are extra sets of props. We got a full set of yellow props, full set of white props to go along with the different color canopies. And this is the original one that comes in the box, kind of greeny color a little bit. So you got the canopies to match all of these here. So you can choose 3 different colors to choose from, or just leave it so that you have some backup frames. And oh, there goes the box, nothing else left in the box. And we also get this instruction booklet. And let me tell you, this instruction booklet is just awesome. Every quadcopter should come with some kind of instruction booklet. It tells you everything, how to bind and everything, the diagram of the flight controller and how to charge. Oh man, it goes on to show you just about everything you need to know, even the OSD page in your Betaflight configurator. And it goes on to show you everything else that you need to know about the VTX as well. And just an awesome pamphlet of a instruction booklet. So very, very nice. So let's take a closer look at the quadcopter here. Alright, so before we go check out the quadcopter, I wanted to show you once again this battery charger, the 6-in-1 battery charger, high voltage as well as low voltage. You can set it to 4.35 or 4.2 with this little switch right here. And there's another switch right here. You can charge it up with 0.2 amps, or you can switch it up to 0.6 amps. And you got 2 different types of connectors here. One is the MX connector that we'll be using, and the other one is the MCPX connector. So very, very nice. Something like this will cost you quite a bit if you want to buy it separately. So let me show you something that is kind of equivalent. This is a battery charger by itself that I got from Bold Clash, and it is a P01 hoop power 6-in-1 charger. This comes in at a price of right around 20 bucks. You can charge low voltage batteries with this and high voltage batteries with this, and you got 3 different connectors on this one. But I'm just showing you that something like this will cost you about $20. You can power up with AC power or DC power with the battery out in the field. So just an awesome battery charger. But look at this, they give you one of these in the box that comes with the quadcopter. So awesome value for the money here. You get so much stuff inside of this advanced version. So I would recommend, if you're going to go for one of these guys, get the advanced version so you can get one of these chargers as well, and 6 batteries to boot. All right, so now let's take a look at the quadcopter here. And oh, I wanted to show you something else too really quick here. It is the single battery charger. It comes with this as well. So you got both of the connectors here, the MX connector and the MCPX connector, and you also have this little switch where you can charge it high voltage or you can charge low voltage, and there's an LED light to indicate high voltage and LED light to indicate low voltage while you're charging, and once it is done charging, the light turns off. And also on the 6-in-1 charger, there's a LED light to indicate that you are charging, and it turns off once you are finished charging as well. So very nice battery chargers. Yeah, you get tons of battery chargers with this one. So here is the quadcopter, guys. It is a 65mm tiny hoop, like any other tiny hoop, but this one has a tiltable FPV camera. That's right, you can unloosen this screw right on the side here and unloosen the screw on the opposite side, and you can adjust the tilt angle of this FPV camera. So that is something new. I've never seen a tiny hoop with a tiltable FPV camera, so that is just awesome. And the FPV camera is an all-in-one VTX. It is a 5.8 gigahertz 48 channel 25 milliwatt VTX, and you can access the button to change the channels from this ventilation holes in the back. You can kind of see that there's a little button on the top of the all-in-one VTX, and it's a single button. You can change your channels and your frequency, and it is a 700 TV line CMOS camera. And the props that we are given on this quadcopter here is a 31mm tri-bladed props, and it is attached to some 615 Coreless motors. Plug and play, and it has a little rubber band holding the motor wires in its place, and if it burns out, it is very easy to change. You just unplug it from the flight controller on the bottom and slide out the motor and just replace the motor. So no soldering required to change the motor on this one, so you can just go all out on this one here. Now the flight controller on this thing is the Beecore version 2 flight controller, and like I said, it is sporting the Betaflight OSD built into the F3 flight controller, and it was flashed with Betaflight 3.2.2 firmware, and you are also able to access the bind button from this big ventilation holes in the back. There's a bind button on the side right there, really big bind button. Just hold it down and power up the quadcopter, and it'll go into the binding mode, and you can bind it to your transmitter in that way. It also has 4 LED lights, one on each of the corner, and here is the micro USB port to connect to your Betaflight configurator. So this thing is a excellent ACRO flyer as well. I've flown it indoors before I brought it out here to the outdoors, so I'm gonna test it out here in the outdoors, and I've flown it with stability mode as well as ACRO mode inside of the house. So this is just an awesome flyer, and a great value, and an awesome flyer. The only negative thing about this quadcopter is that I noticed that the motors kind of slide out very easily. I'll show you here. Just push it out just a little bit, and they kind of slide out a little bit. I crashed it a couple of times, and the motors kind of slid out, so you just got to push it back. I think maybe put the rubber band like right where the motors are or something like that, or put a little piece of tape to hold it so that the motors don't slide out readily, or just place a little drop of hot glue or something like that. So a great value, because you get so much stuff that comes inside of this advanced version, guys. So what's left to do is go for a little demo flight with the QX65 here in the outdoors. So let's go and check that out. Oop, and I forgot one thing. It comes with this little prop removal tool as well. All right, we are just about ready to go with the line of sight test flight with the QX65. I have my Jumper T12 transmitter bound to this quadcopter, and I have set up a model with the AFHDS2A protocol, so we are good to go because this is a Fly Sky receiver version. So let's power up the transmitter here. And there you go, AFHDS2A protocol. And let's go ahead and power up the quadcopter and connect the battery. Just plug it in, and there's some clear LED lights, or white LED lights in the front and red LED lights in the back. We are good to go. Right, so let's do a little line of sight testing. Arming it. Yeah, check it out. Pretty nice. Yeah, we got lots of power on this one. I believe due to the high voltage battery. So very nice. Easy to control. And one thing about the tiny hoop quadcopters, very nice if you get one of these jumper remotes. It flies so nicely because the jumper remotes are a little bit smaller than the normal transmitters. It is a perfect fit for one of these tiny hoops, and you know, the controllability is just excellent on this jumper remote, especially this one with the Hall sensor gimbals. Very nice feel to it and very smooth on the sticks. All right, so far, look at that. Okay, let's do a little punch out. A baby punch out. There we go. That is the punch out. Yeah, not bad, huh? Pretty nice. I'm not sure about the flight time. I've not tested the flight time on this thing, but I've flown for about a little over 2 minutes at home, and it was still going, so flight time should be pretty decent. Let's see, I'm gonna bring it in here and I'm gonna try and see if I can fly it ACRO. There you go. I flicked it over to ACRO now, so let's see if we can do a flip. Yep, you can do flips with this thing, and look at that, it's got enough power to catch itself. There you go. Nice. All right. Yep, you are able to do some flips with this thing. I haven't done any flips yet. Look at that. Ooh, hits the ground. Where's the front of the quadcopter here? All right, so we are able to do some flips, guys. Just gotta throttle up right after you do the flips. There you go. Nice. All right, we're gonna have some fun with some FPV with this thing. Look at that, so easy to control on ACRO. Yeah, so far I have not had a quadcopter that you can easily control in ACRO. Tiny hoop, that is. Let me go ahead and pick it up. Yep, just had my first crash with the QX65, and looks like nothing is damaged. I think I just kind of landed too, so yeah. My first crash. All right, so let's go ahead and ride out the battery here and check it out some more, arming the motors and checking it out. Now usually Fly Sky receivers have pretty good distance, so we'll find out. Although this has Betaflight OSD, we don't have any RSSI signal, so we don't know when it's going to go down, so we don't know the strength of the receiver connection, but looks like you're not going to go too far with this type of quadcopters anyway. It is a tiny hoop made for indoors. It is a perfect little quadcopter to fly indoors, and I really do believe that the 615 motors are just perfect for a small indoor area to fly. It's just fantastic. Okay, I'm throttling it all the way up and it has landed itself. So the battery life is over, and that is the flight time with the Eachine QX65. All right, here we go with our first FPV flight with the Eachine QX65. So I'm going to start off in stability mode first. So let's arm the motors and check it out here. Oh yeah, very stable. Very nice. Yeah, put my bins here and there so I can have a little bit of an obstacle course here. Very nice. Smooth flyer. And you can do this indoors. And it is so accurate with this Jumper T12 transmitter or any other Jumper transmitter. I highly recommend that if you are a tiny hoop flyer, get yourself one of these Jumper remotes and bind all your tiny hoops to a Jumper remote, because it's just awesome. And you know, it supports all of the receiver models that you might have. Fly Sky, FR Sky, DSM. You know, you can bind it all to one transmitter. All right, so let's go flick it over to ACRO and see its behavior in ACRO. Oh, the battery is going down pretty fast. 3.4. Yeah, you can fly just about almost like as if you were in stability mode in ACRO with this Eachine QX65 here. Really, really nice. Easy to control, this one. Out of all of the tiny hoops, except the King Kong ET series, that is not tiny hoop, that is big hoop. But look at that. Very, very nice. So this battery is not giving me a terrific amount of flight time. And you can do some flips. Let me do a roll. Woohoo! Did I hit the ground? Yes, I did. All right. But you are able to do some flips and rolls with this thing. So we've been flying for a little over 2 minutes. And I think I should bring it in because we are at 3.2 volts here. Where's my landing pad? All right, there you go. Our first flight with the Eachine QX65. All right, here we go with our second flight with the Eachine QX65 because the first flight was just not enough. So let's go directly into air mode and check it out. And let's see, how come the battery is flashing at 3.5 so fast? Let's see how far I can take this thing. So it's got pretty good distance. Look at that. Holy cow. That's good enough distance for a tiny hoop, don't you think? Oh yeah. Do a little flip. Oh yeah, do a little loop. One more time. All right. You can do some nice quick flips with this one. And quick loops. Nice. All right, let's bring it down and tackle the bins one more time. A very nice flyer, guys. I highly recommend it. Whoo, did I almost hit my table there? Good stuff. Woohoo! Oh, my second crash. All right, that is our second FPV flight with the Eachine QX65. All right, just got done checking out the Eachine QX65, the 65mm tiny hoop micro FPV RC quadcopter with Betaflight OSD, and this is an awesome little 65mm tiny hoop. I think it is one of the best ones that I have flown so far, or had a chance to fly so far. Tilt adjustable angle on the camera, and the fact is you don't even have to take off the canopy to bind with your transmitter. The bind button is highly visible through this big air pockets over here, or ventilation holes over here, and you can also change the frequency and the channels of the all-in-one VTX through these ventilation holes as well. So you don't even have to take off the canopy. It comes with everything you need right out of the box. Just gotta bind and fly, and it comes with 6 batteries, and because it is the advanced version, and I do recommend, if you are in the marketplace for a tiny hoop like this, get the advanced version, because you get that 6-in-1 battery charger plus that single USB battery charger as well. You get 3 canopies, or 2 extra canopies, different colors to match the different 2 extra sets of props, and 2 extra set of frame as well. So just an awesome ensemble. Very good value for the money. Flown it with the Jumper T12 with the Hall sensor gimbals, and it is just a awesome experience. And if I would recommend one more time, I would recommend you guys get a Jumper TX, whichever one, because it is slightly smaller than the regular transmitters, and to fly one of these tiny hoops, it is a perfect match with one of these micro FPV racers that you can fly around inside the house. And I was able to fly this thing in ACRO mode inside of the house too. So very stable of a flyer with Betaflight default PIDs. All right, so there you have it, guys, my review and test flight of the Eachine QX65, the advanced version. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.
Bit by bit, creative imagination.